Brought to you at Faro's Lounge. We have to fix the website. We have the menus. We have all these new collections, bringing the shirts and the hoodies back over to the store. It's a beautiful thing. But meanwhile, we have a week's worth of preseason in the books. I believe the Titans and Seahawks are playing right now, but I don't give a shit because I got my ass kicked again in preseason. I hate the fucking preseason. You just can't predict the goddamn preseason. I did so good on the first night that I tricked myself into believing I could do it again and just burn through cash, trying to chase goddamn best ball tickets. So, let's make some fucking let's make a lineup for the $1 million game. They're discounting it down this week, but of course, there's 832,000 motherfuckers in our way. But all it takes is the right lineup. We use the cards, we use the stories to try to find the one. And after a week's worth of preseason, let's see if there's any stories. A lot of it, unfortunately, is probably going to end up being bullshit. You know, the usual, he didn't play or he played. So we're looking for anybody that performed well during the preseason, or if there's any interesting reports. We don't need to read about the backups. And as always, we're looking for the starters, the starters, the starters. We're going to go for the cheapest defense, of course. As a placeholder, we might be able to go bigger, depending on how our lineup looks at the end. Lots of injuries, so that will impact the stories that we read. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Cheapest D. All right. Josh Allen. We got some new news. Will sit for Saturday's preseason game against the Browns, so no new news. Fuck 'em. Let's get as contrarian as possible. Let's get down that list. Nothing new on Burrow. Nothing new on Action Jackson. Nothing new on Hurts. Daniels, what do we got? Daniels did not complete his sole pass attempt but took a 10-yard sack in Saturday's loss to the Lions. All right, fuck off. Caleb. This weekend. The kid Caleb completed 2 of 5 passes for 28 yards with no touchdowns or interceptions, and the Bears lost to the Bengals on Saturday. The third-year signal caller made his preseason debut and got his night started with back-to-back completions to Romeo Dunze and Shorshan Johnson, though the Bears accepted an illegal contact penalty that wiped out the latter play. Williams subsequently hit Colston Loveland for 10 yards during a possession that culminated in a Cairo Santos field goal, following 3 straight incompletions. The uneven cameo appearance may well represent the extent of Williams' preseason action ahead of a Week 1 road matchup against the Panthers on Sunday. Garbage news. Herbert completed 1 of 2 passes for 9 yards with no touchdowns or interceptions in the Chargers' loss to the Niners on Thursday night. As expected, Herbert and the rest of the Chargers offensive started opened Thursday's game. However, Los Angeles traveled only 8 yards on 3 plays before punting, and Herbert's 1 completion came to offseason addition Charlie Kolar. The talented signal caller once again enters the new season with elevated expectations, following back-to-back 11-6 campaigns, and with a bevy of young pass-catching talent around him, as well as veteran newcomer David Njoku. All right. It's not a bad endorsement. We'll keep him in there for now. It's a decent endorsement. We'd have to replace the defense, though. Nothing new on Goff. Baker, candlestick. Mayfield completed 2 of 4 passes for 10 yards with no touchdowns or interceptions, and the Buccaneers win over the Chiefs on Saturday. As expected, Mayfield made his preseason debut and worked the first 2 series with a shorthanded pass-catching crew that was down Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, and K-Dot. Mayfield's completions went to Cameron Johnson and David Sills, and Saturday's brief appearance likely represents the extent of preseason action Mayfield will see ahead of a Week 1 road showdown with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Ooh, a showdown. But really nothing. Herbert and Mayfield, I'm going That's the extent we're seeing before ahead of a week 1 road showdown. But they're all called showdowns. That's not grabbing me. They're telling you it's going to be a fucking shootout. Shootout showdown. All right. If we're given a tie here, you go with the cheaper guy. So, goodbye, Herbert. Trevor Lawrence won't play in Friday's preseason. Usual shit. Get out. Long's that? Here we go. Jordan Love completed 5 of 7 passes for 56 yards with a touchdown and no interceptions in the Packers' win over the Broncos on Friday. Love got the start for the second time in as many preseason games and began his night by leading a 12-play, 63-yard march that culminated in an 11-yard touchdown pass to Marshawn Lloyd. Love also recorded completions of 14 and 5 yards to Christian Watson, as well as a 19-yard strike to Matthew Golden. The veteran signal caller was done for the night after that opening possession, and given he also played one series in the exhibition opener against the Steelers, Love's next time on the field likely will be in a week one NFC North road showdown against the Vikings. He showdown. But he performed better. He struck a touchdown pass, 19-yard strikes. He's hitting all weapons. Love over Mayfield, yes. Right now, Jordan Love's our guy. Nothing new on Shook. Nothing new on Kyler. I say number 1 defense against the pass. Are you sure that's not going to be a fucking shootout? Nothing on Daniel Jones. Who's in Indianapolis? Why don't I see Indianapolis? There he is. Malik Willis. Not in uniform. All right, fuck off. Nope. Get out of here. Malik Willis. Nothing new on Aaron Rodgers. C.J. Stroud. Will he overtake Jordan Love? Completed 4 of 6 passes for 27 yards in Thursday's loss to the Raiders. Stroud got the start in Houston's second preseason game after sitting out the opener. He played only 1 possession but led a touchdown drive, which was capped by a 20-yard Woody Marks touchdown run. Despite some struggles down the stretch last season, Stroud retains his role as the starting quarterback for a Texans offense that will be without second-year wide receiver Jaden Higgins. They're just telling that he lost somebody. That doesn't encourage me to take him. Still Love. Bryce Young completed 5 of 6 passes for 49 yards in Friday's win over the Jaguars. The Panthers played their starters for the first quarter while the opposition didn't, and it paid off when Young led a scoring drive on his second and final possession, capped by a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Jonathan Brooks. That could be Young's latest tune-up of the preseason, as Carolina plays one more exhibition game against Houston before turning its attention to Week 1 and the Bears. All right, led the scoring drive, but he didn't score. Jonathan Brooks got the fucking points, whereas Love was hitting targets all over the place. I still like Love. Cam Ward, nothing new on Cam Ward. Nothing new on Jacoby Brisket. Kirk Cousins. Clint Kubiak refused to name Cousins as the Raiders' starting quarterback following Thursday night's game against the Texans. All right, that's not good. Or he's just fucking with the press. Tua Tagliabue. Tua's teammate Michael Penix is in line to return to 11-on-11 drills in Monday's practice. Penix has been participating in practice since training camp began, but he hadn't yet been cleared for contact or full team work. However, Coach Kevin Stefanski relayed Saturday that the quarterback has been given the green light to practice without restriction. With 1 preseason game remaining, the Falcons have yet to settle on a start. Oh, that's not good. Goodbye. Tua's not impressing anybody, unfortunately. Deshaun Watson will learn Monday if he or Shador Sanders will be named starting quarterback. All right, well, if you didn't do enough to get the job today, you ain't my $1 million man. Which leaves us Geno Smith. Geno Smith completed all 7 of his pass attempts for 65 yards and a touchdown in Friday's win over the Steelers. After sitting out the preseason opener due to a sore ankle, Smith saw the first game action of his second stint with the Jets. He played only the opening drive, but it was sharp during his brief time in the game, completing all 7 of his passes to 6 different targets, including a 13-yard touchdown pass to Jelani Woods. Smith looks like he's in midseason form already, so it remains to be seen if the veteran quarterback will get any action in the next Friday preseason finale against the Giants. 7 for 7, 65 yards, midseason form. Say hello to our quarterback. The last quarterback on the list is the guy getting the job. All right, rock and fucking roll. Let's find ourselves 2 running backs. We don't want that split the workload shit. Any indication that you're splitting the workload, we're the fuck out of here. This is $1 million we're going after. We need 2 fucking definitive one backs. Grabbing that ball and smashing through fucking lines. Came down to Jordan Love and Geno Smith. What do you know? All right. All right. Nothing new on Gibbs. Nothing new on Bijan. Nothing new on Johnny Taylor. Getting all the Bulls out of the way. Nothing new on Cook. Nothing new on Chase. Devin Achane. What do we got? Up uniform for Saturday's preseason. Fuck off. Nothing new on Saquon. Amari and Hampton. What do we got? Come on, big guy. Come on, give me something. Rushed once for -1 yard and wasn't targeted. And the Chargers lost to the Niners on Thursday. The second-year pro was the first Chargers running back to touch the ball, and he and the rest of the Los Angeles first-team offense exited the game after the opening possession. Hampton's brief appearance was unsurprising considering his importance to the team offense, and it remains to be seen if he or any of the rest of the unit's frontline players will see any more time during next Thursday's home preseason finale. Gives a shit. Boring fucking card. 8 fucking running backs back there. Nothing new on Derrick Henry. Oh, what happened to Gianti? Are you banged up again, you motherfucker, you? Gianti left Sunday's practice with an injury and could not pressure his leg while leaving the field. Gianti went down after diving for a catch and landing awkwardly, and he could not put any pressure on his right leg while being helped off the field by trainers. While the Raider players were also seen taking a knee in acknowledgement after the running back left the field. The exact nature and severity of his apparent injury are unclear, with McFadden suggesting it could be a knee issue, so it'll be worth monitoring further updates on the running back status. In the event that Gianti misses any time, Mike Washington is next up for carries in a Los Angeles backfield that includes Dylan Laub, Roman Henby, and Dare Ogumbawale. Well, son of a bitch. And you're going against Miami. It's a gift. Ay. Where is Mike Washington? Mike Washington Jr. Washington took most of the carries after Ashton Gianti left Sunday's practice. Washington's been getting rave reviews during the preseason, and the rookie, who is followed by Dylan Laub, Daria Gumbawali, and Roman Hempe on the depth chart, will presumably be the next man up should Gianti miss any time. The extent of Gianti's injury is not yet known, but the diagnosis will prove pivotal for fantasy players interested in drafting or have already picked up either Raiders running back. This guy could be our fucking thrust into the fucking starting role guy, huh? 4,600? Something to think about. We're going to leave Gianti up there. I'm fucking desperate. Look at all these fucking Q tags. Oh, good God. Did not need surgery to address his ankle injury. Get the fuck out of here. So what does that mean? Tyler Allgier's the guy? Presumably C. I'm not going with presumably. Get the fuck out. Josh fucking J. Oh, playing Friday's game against Denver. Fuck off. Brees Hall. Good Lord, Brees Hall. You're out. What's going on here? Sideline 2 to 3 weeks. Good Lord. Braylon Allen. Where's Braylon Allen? Braylon Allen is the backup. There he is. We always got news on the backups. Rushed 3 times for 4 yards, caught his lone target for 5 yards. In Friday's win over the Steelers. Allen got the start at running back in the absence of Brees Hall and played the opening drive along with the team's starters. That possession produced a touchdown, but Geno Smith's arm did the heavy lifting rather than Allen's legs. All right, Geno Smith's our quarterback. The Jets are optimistic that Hall will be back by week 1, and Isaiah Davis could push Allen for the top backup spot once healthy. Allen is the team's top available running back at the moment, but this is a situation worth money. Yeah, all right, he's not the guy. They literally said Mike fucking Washington is the next man up. Whereas they said, he's got to compete. Nah, you're out. Get the fuck out of here. Get out, Brees. DeAndre Swift, nothing new on DeAndre Swift. David Montgomery. Montgomery did not play in Houston's preseason game against Las Vegas. Texans met with a mixed crew of. All right, did not play, then fuck off. He did not play. I can't read in the whole, he's set to take the reins. Fuck off. All right. I'm desperate. Travis Etienne. I know Kamara went down. What do we got? Etienne could be in store for a heavier workload to begin the season after teammate Alvin Kamara sustained an MCL sprain during Tuesday's joint practice. Kamara is expected to be silent for at least a month due to a knee injury, putting his availability for the opener in Detroit in jeopardy. The Saints have been listing Etienne and Kamara as co-stars on the depth chart, though Etienne has always looked like the better bet to handle the brunt of the snaps on early downs after joining New Orleans on a 4-year, $52 million deal this offseason. With Kamara potentially set to miss time to begin the season or likely to be limited if he's cleared for week 1, Etienne could be the one in store for an expanded role on passing downs. Until Kamara is closer to 100%, the Kamara injury must clear the way for reserve running backs such as Audric Estime, Devin Neal, or Kendry Miller to carve out a role behind Etienne, though those 3 players have also been banged up. That's the guy. That's our fucking guy right there. Glacial Tootin, nothing on Jacksonville. Lucky Plucky. Rushed 3 times for 14 yards in the Buccaneers' preseason win over the Chiefs. Irving is one of the healthy Buccaneers' offensive starters to suit up Saturday, and offensive coordinator Zach Robinson appeared intent on making sure the third-year back got his work in during his brief time in the game. Irving handled the ball in each of Tampa Bay's first 3 plays from scrimmage, with 12 of his 14 rushing yards coming on his pair of touches. Following an injury-plagued 2025 season that saw him miss 7 regular season games, Irving is healthy ahead of the 2026 campaign and projected to handle a significant workload as both a runner and receiver, following the replacement of free agent departure Rachaad White with Kenny Gainwell, who's likely to vulture fewer rushing touchdowns than the latter used to. Fewer. Vulture. It's the 32nd ranked defense, but now we got to read about Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell rushed runs for no gain in the Buccaneers' win over the Chiefs on Saturday. Both Gainwell and Bucky Irving logged their touches for the night in the opening possession. Gainwell wasn't targeted Saturday during his brief time in the game, but the veteran pass-catching back is ticketed to play a major role in that capacity come the regular season, albeit while only taking a modest amount of rushing touches from Bucky Irving. And you see, again, it's split back shit. Nope. You got to take them both. You want to take them both? I'm good with that. Pollard returned to practice Wednesday. All right, 4 carries. Oh, we got a touchdown here. Pollard missed Monday's practice after taking 4 carries for 22 yards and a touchdown in last Thursday's preseason opener against San Francisco. A quick return to practice field suggests he'll be fine for week 1, regardless of participation or lack thereof, in the upcoming exhibition against Seattle on Sunday. Pollard was in 9 of Cam Ward's 22 snaps last week, With Ty J. Spears playing the other thing, it's not special. Nothing I caught there made me excited. Get out. Judkins. Not expected to play in the preseason game against the Bills. Fuck off. Nothing new on Hubbard, except the fucking Q tag. Oh, but wait, they mentioned Brooks. He dove for a touchdown, didn't he? He scored in that game. He was the scoring drive. Where's Brooks? There he is. But again, that's a split back team. Brooks carried the ball 5 times for 18 yards and a touchdown in Wednesday's win over the Jaguars. With Chuba Hubbard sidelined, Brooks worked the Panthers' starting offense for the entire first quarter and opened the scoring with a 1-yard touchdown plunge on the team's second possession. Hubbard is expected to be healthy for week 1. That's all I needed to know. Get out. Etienne, Mike Washington, next man up. Jordan Mason, get out. Jalen Warren. Rushed 5 times for 17 yards in Friday's loss to the Jets. Warren was the first running back into the game for the Steelers, but split carries with Rico Dowdle throughout the first half. All right, again, those two appear poised. Fuck that. Split back. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Won't play in Saturday's preseason. Fuck off. Al Kamara, Mike Washington. It comes down to 2 teams, yes? Travis Etienne, Mike fucking Washington. That is our fucking backfield. Next man up. Kamara is down, which means Etienne steals the whole fucking backfield. Gianti is down, which means Mike Washington steps up in his rookie season. First fucking game out of the gate. Will he step up to the pressure? Will he be my $1 million fucking running back? Now we need 3 receivers. We're trying to get 3 number 1s. We got enough money in the budget. All right, nothing new on Jamar Chase. Nothing new on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nothing new on Justin Jefferson. Nico Collins. What do we got? Didn't play in Thursday's preseason game against the Raiders. CJ Stroud got the start, but Collins, Montgomery, and a few other key veterans were held out. With few wideout Jiggenhigh, that's why I want to read this because that dude's gone. With fellow wideout Jaden Higgins suffering an ACL tear this summer, Collins may see a dominant portion of Houston's downfield passes and red zone targets. That might have been the case anyway, but target competition looks much weaker, with the Texans potentially using a committee to replace their number 2 receiver. Collins should be busy. Week 1 against the Bills. All right, that's our guy right now. Collins is the man to beat. Olave, what do you got? Returned to Tuesday's joint practice with the Cowboys after making a brief exit during the session. Contested catch down the sideline, falling to the turf, left the field. All right, go to the medical tent. Enjoy yourself. Devontae Smith will be a limited participant. Fuck off. All right, so get rid of New Orleans. What are we doing here? New Orleans. Although, again, go back to New Orleans because Jordan Tyson's fucked up. We got to finish that. Jordan Tyson is doubtful. He ain't playing. I got a notice that says I have to replace Jordan Tyson in my fucking lineups. Olave returned to Tuesday's joint practice with the Cowboys after making a brief It's making a contested catch down the left sideline and falling to the turf. Olave left the field and appeared to be headed to the medical tent. Not long after, Olave was back in the practice field and had rejoined team drills. New Orleans receiving corps is banged up at the moment, with rookie first-round pick Jordan Tyson expected to miss the first 2 months of the season. Fuck off. And rookie fourth-rounder Bryce Lane and Mason Tipton also tending to injuries. That might make Olave the most irreplaceable player in the offense other than starting quarterback Tyler Shough. Irreplaceable. But Etienne is going to get a bulk of the fucking shit. You got Juwan Johnson. I'm more confident of Travis Etienne than I am of Olave right now. Like they're telling you Collins dominant, busy. They mentioned a banged up core, but he's banged up too. Fuck it. Devontae Smith. Nope. We're looking for number ones, man. No Drake London. The kid Zay Flowers. What do you got? Rested. Ugh. Let's read it. We're desperate. Flowers was rested in Baltimore's win over the Eagles. Flowers is fully recovered from his left quadriceps contusion. Oh, fuck you. No. And me, let me guess. You motherfuckers, you. Day to day, week to week. Get the just fucking can't be healthy. Can't stay healthy. Tet, give me something, Tet. Caught both of his targets at 25 yards in Friday's win over the Jaguars. The Panthers' starting offense played the entire first quarter, and McMillan helped set up the team's first touchdown of the night with a pair of receptions from Bryce Young. McMillan is the clear top downfield option in Carolina after a rookie campaign in which the 8th overall pick in the draft recorded a 71,007 line on 122 targets over 17 regular season games, before hauling in catches on 7 more targets for 81 yards. In a wild card loss to the Rams. Yeah, that's our fucking guy. We like some Tet. Right now we're looking like Collins and Tet right now. Christian Watson brought in 2 of 3 targets and 19 yards in the Packers' win over the Broncos on Friday. Watson was involved right from the start of Friday's game, drawing a target on the first play from scrimmage that went incomplete, and then recording a 14-yard grab on the second. The veteran receiver's other reception was a 5-yard catch in the red zone later in the opening drive, and the off-injured Watson likely will take the field in a Week 1 road matchup against the Vikings. Off-injured. I don't like that. Oft-injured. Yeah, get out. Lad McConkey failed to bring in his only target in the Chargers' loss to the Niners on Thursday. Fuck off. Nico Garrett got Geno Smith. We have a target for him. Wilson caught his only target for 10 yards in Friday's win over the Steelers. The Jets starters played the opening drive, which resulted in a touchdown. Geno Smith had all 7 of his pass attempts, including a 10-yard pass to Wilson, who convert on a 3rd and 6 in Pittsburgh territory. The offseason addition of Smith gives the Jets' entire passing game a higher ceiling heading into 2026, and Wilson remains the team's top wide receiver. God damn, this is all about Geno fucking Smith. Keep Garrett. Give him his fucking handcuffs. And now that's our 3. Collins, McMillan, and Wilson. Scary Terry will play in Saturday's preseason game against the Lions. McLaurin will suit up with Stephon Diggs and Jaden McDaniels after the trio sat out Washington's preseason opener against Miami. McLaurin and Diggs are set to lead the Commanders' pass-catching core that consists of Luke McCaffrey, Traylon Burks, rookie 3rd-rounder Antonio Williams, and tight end Chigo Kongwo. Yeah. Keep talking about other fucking people. Alec Pierce is still out. Let's give Josh Downs a look. Pierce might not make week 1. Downs is expected to play alongside veteran wide receiver Keenan Allen, who the Colts signed to a 1-year contract Monday. Allen and Downs have overlapping skill sets. Both shifty wide receivers should get plenty of playing time given the Colts' lack of established alternatives at the position behind Alec Pierce. Fuck it, they're talking about Alec Pierce. They spend that card talking about somebody else, you're out. Bad sign. DJ Moore. Participating in team drills Thursday. Limited in practice, getting banged up. Fuck off. Parker Washington. Spotted at Sunday's walkthrough. It remains to be seen what Washington's participation. Fuck off. Luther Burden banged up, which gives me Romeo Dunze. Brought in 1 of 2 targets for 18 yards And the Bears lost to the Bengals on Saturday. Adunzi wasted no time making an impact, hauling in an 18-yard pass on the Bears' second play from scrimmage. The third-year wideout was targeted once more without success. Adunzi is firmly on track for the highest volume of his still nation career now that DJ Moore is in Buffalo. Projected number 2 receiver Luther Burden also remains sidelined with a groin injury and is uncertain for Week 1. So Adunzi is almost certainly not seeing the field again until a Week 1 road matchup against the Panthers. On track for his highest volume of his still nascent career. They're telling he's a fucking mid-card, but dude, if Luther Burden is not playing Week 1, almost certainly. So I don't like those words. Almost certainly. Those words are weak. Read the words. You're looking for key words that fucking just grab you and say, yeah, fuck yeah. Banged up and banged up. Fuck you both. Give me the Q tags. I hate the Q tags. Carnal take. Give me something, kid. In uniform for Sunday's preseason game against the Seahawks. Take took to warm ups before the start of Sunday's preseason game and is set to take part in the action. With Tennessee starters expected to play most of the first half. The rookie fourth overall picked up with some stiffness early in the week, but was gotten through the green light to suit up for Tennessee's second preseason game. Tate will look to improve on last week's preseason debut against the Niners, in which he failed to catch any of his 3 targets. Well, that's not good. That is not good. Get out. Nothing new on Wilson or Harrison. Coker. Let's see if they talk about Coker taking anything away from Tet. Jalen Coker caught his only target for 4